Hey everyone, it's Heronox here, and today I'm going to be talking about the International 2016 Compendium, the predictions that the Manila Major has so far, and what I've chosen for them. Just as a kind of overview, real quick here, we have the prize pool predictions. We're at about 6 million at time of recording here, and I'm predicting 23 to 24 million. I'll probably end up changing that. There's about 17 days until the predictions lock on that, so plenty of time to change that prediction. We'll see how we're going. I'm pretty sure we'll beat the 18 million of last year, but I don't know by how much. I really like this background, by the way. Really a huge fan of this. This is at last year's TI. Really great stage setup. It was really awesome being there. I am seated on the other side of the screen, but it was awesome to be there, and really looking forward to this year's. Hopefully, after Epicenter, it's very clear that they're really stepping it up. And I think TI is going to be absolutely crazy this year. Sad I can't go, but oh well. Watch it from home. Moving into the hero predictions. First thing I want to note is that Shanghai taught us that no one's infallible, and we can be very wrong. Anyone who's trying to analyze picks and anything like that, you can be very wrong. So take all these with a grain of salt. If you feel that I'm wrong, please go with your gut, because odds are you got just a good chance of being right than any of the analysts. I personally looked at the stats from Epicenter heavily. That is the biggest LAN event for featuring the biggest teams that is currently available to look at the statistics. Got a lot of them from Dota Buff, and so that's basically where I've been coming from on a lot of these predictions. Who knows if they'll pan out, but hey, we'll see. Starting off, most picked hero. The three people I think are most likely to take this are either going to be Lion, Beastmaster, or Doom. Lion because he is just a super consistent support. Beastmaster because he is a consistent everything. The guy just does everything. He's got a really good CC, pierces BKB. His boars are super annoying. He farms well. Just a great hero overall. Pushes well. So he's just a fantastic hero. And then Doom because holy shit, Doom's fucking annoying. And there's a reason why he's my most banned hero pick. So I think Lion is pretty solid. There maybe Invoker. The reason I don't pick Doom here actually is because I think he's going to be banned so often. If Epicenter's taught us anything, and if the meta doesn't shift largely from Epicenter, which I don't think it will, then I think most picked and most banned are quite likely. The other most banned hero possible is Bounty Hunter, but I think Doom is a little more troublesome than Bounty Hunter. Hero with the highest win rate, minimum 5 games. This category, essentially, from what I see, is pick a niche pick that's probably just going to win 5 games and go 5-0. That seems to be the likely candidates for this. Drow strats have always been incredibly powerful. If you can catch someone off guard, you got 3 decent ranged heroes, and suddenly you're 5th picking a Drow, and it's just like, oh, holy shit, what do we do? So that can happen. That's why I'm picking her there. Other people are like Slark and like these niche carries. Actually, Slark's probably not so niche anymore, but a lot of niche 5-0 heroes are basically what you're looking there. Hero with highest kill average. I went with Invoker for this one. I don't know, he just gets a lot of kills every game in fucking Sunstrike's easy mode. So it's a pretty good choice. Spectre's also a choice there. She tends to get a lot of kills, and her games tend to go a little later. Can't close out the games, meaning more kills per game. Ember, also probably decent. Going into hero with highest average. Once again, these are all minimum 5 games played, so you can't just pick. There's 2 ways to look at it. You kind of want a hero that won't get picked a ton, but will do very well in the drafts they're picked. That is something I'm trying to emphasize here. Spectre will probably not get picked every game. Won't get picked or banned. She won't be 100% pick or ban. But in the games that she's picked, because she's a little more niche, a little less powerful, I think she'll have a bigger impact, and definitely looking at bigger outcome for her. Here with lowest death average. 2 things you want here are either someone with a really strong escape or someone who's just naturally really tanky. And also, like I said before, you kind of want someone who doesn't have that many games. So Lone Druid is really fucking tanky. You put him in the off lane, he hits 6, and suddenly the guy's at like 1400 HP, and he's got a shitload of armor. He's just a pain to deal with. So that's kind of where I'm coming from on that. If you wanted to go on the people that can escape well, then I would go with Juggernaut or AM. Juggernaut just spins TPs away, So whatever. Here with highest last hit average, Sven, Cleave, I mean, speaks for itself. The other choice are like people like Tinker, if he sees any play. Hero gets a lot of farm. There are actually a lot of flash farmers that are super big in the meta right now. Another choice is Alchemist, but he actually doesn't get that much CS compared to other people. Like I would say Naga Siren if I thought she was gonna get played at all. She'll make I'm pretty much maybe she'll see 5 games, but there's no guarantee on that. But Alchemist just actually doesn't get that much CS really. He just gets so much more gold from his CS. It's a little bit different. The game gets accelerated so fast. I mean, it's not always true. A lot of times, the Alchemist ends up with a shitload of last hits, but it's just not always true. Hero with highest GPM average, I don't think there's a chance it can beat anyone but Alchemist. Unless teams find out how to just shut down Alchemist, like, super hard. I don't think any other hero has even a small chance at that. Hero with most kills in a game, Spectre, I mean, just an easy choice there. She's just, you press R and you end up with a triple kill. Holy fuck, right? And Spectre games go late, so last hits in a game. There's no minimum game requirements on these last two. Naga Siren is just one of those heroes that she doesn't get picked often, but if she gets picked and the game goes late, wow, like she just collects last hits from literally all areas of the map. So she's great for that. Moving into teams. The winner, pick whoever the hell you want. I don't know. If you actually want to look at who's most favored, I don't know if anyone's ever got that right. So just pick who you want to win, in my opinion. I'm an Envy fanboy. I love me some Envy. Arteezy is also pretty goddamn hilarious. So, I love Secret. And if they win, I'd be happy. And if they don't win, well, that's going to suck. But oh well. Pick who you want. Who's most likely to actually win? I have no idea. No one does. If anyone thinks they know, like Newbie and Liquid are obviously very strong. If you want to hedge your bets, go with one of those two. Newbie and Liquid, very strong. But I don't know, I'm just going with a team I like. Team with most kills in a game, Newbie, very great at moving together. You'll notice I'm picking them for quite a few here. Newbie, very powerful at moving around the map and securing kills. The rotations that they do are absolutely fabulous. Their support play is just impeccable. There's a reason why I'm picking them at these ones. Team with highest kill average, Team Liquid, they have a solid performance at Epicenter. They have a solid performance again. I could see them very easily taking that. They are pretty good at killing. I think Team Liquid tends to kill heroes instead of creeps. It feels like that to me. I don't know if the stats are hard to find on that, but it does feel like they do kill a lot of heroes. Team with fewest deaths in the game, Newbie, I think it is likely that Newbie will have the highest % chance to have a perfect game and not allow any kills against them. I think there is a chance that if any team's going to do it, I think it's the highest probability that Newbie is going to be the one that just lets maybe one kill against them in a game. Team with most assists in a game, I have Newbie on this one because their supports, they rotate, they work together. The team they move as a unit. It feels like they are a collective unit. They are always working together. It feels like Newbie has fabulous synergy right now. Team Secret for longest game. I mean, if you watch my Shanghai predictions, you know why. MV just loves him some long games. Team Liquid for shortest game. Of the 2 games at Epicenter that were shorter than 20 minutes, Team Liquid was in both of them, and they won both of them. Seems pretty reasonable to me that they could do it again, so going with them on that one. Team with the highest game length average. I didn't go too crazy into the stats on this one, but it seems like OG is they take the games a little later. They focus on heroes that can go a little later and a little deeper into the game than other teams. It's a tough one because there's, once again, the heroes, and now into this, you have to look at not only which team will have long games, but is there a team that is not going to make it far that will have what games they do play go long? So, that's another way you have to look at it. These are pretty complex predictions to make. But, oh well, that's the fun of it, right? Team to pick the most different heroes. I went with OG on this one. I feel like they will do well. I feel like they play a decent amount of different stuff. I'm not so confident in this choice. I'm not really sure. I wasn't really sure who to pick. The teams are really messed up with, who plays what these days. So it's really hard to say. But I do feel like there's going to be a lot of fucking different heroes picked. Like this meta right now, I think it may be, even though I still don't like certain aspects of it, and I'm quite vocal about certain aspects that I do not like about this meta, it may be one of the best competitive metas we've seen yet. It is very impressive. Team that picks the fewest different heroes, in this category, it is my belief that you go with the team that you think is going to be knocked out the earliest. And my opinion is probably going to be Wings. I don't know. Wings maybe will do really well. Maybe they'll C-deck everyone. Who knows? Personally, I don't see it coming. I think Wings is probably one of the weaker teams there. Just quickly look at the teams here. Another team that, I kind of looked at Mineski, possibly Fnatic, but, a man can dream. So we'll see. If you really want to go full memes on the winner, by the way, MVP Phoenix. Because everyone apparently is banking on a Korean victory as the Korean overlords, head towards our sanctuary of Dota. I personally don't see it, but hey, they seem to dominate everything else, everyone says. Player with highest kill average in the player predictions. I went with Moo on this one. He is incredibly good at getting kills, and newbie I have is getting a lot of kills. He is a person who he's playing phenomenally. He's playing some great Dota right now, and I could easily see him picking that up. Players with the most kills in a game. Sumail is he's not really a hit or miss middle player, but when the guy is on, holy hell, he is on. And so I think there's a good chance, he may just show up one day and be like, hey, you guys do your thing. I'm going to win the game by myself. Give me Ember Spirit. Let's go. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there on Sumail. Matumbaman, lowest death average. Look at Epicenter stats. He has the lowest death average by, not a ton, but it is noticeable. And he plays pretty safe, plays pretty good. So I think that's a fair choice on him as long as he has a good tournament. Highest assist average, Kaka. I had to pick a newbie player, and Kaka averages the most out of any newbie player at Epicenter. So easy choice there. Player with most assists in a game, Pilot Eye. Don't really have the stats to back this up, but I just really like Pai's support play, and I really like the way he moves on certain heroes. This is a risky pick, in my opinion, but I think that if he gets like a Lion pick or a Bounty Hunter pick, and he gets to shine on it, holy shit, he could do a lot of work. Another choice for this one is easily someone that is going to play Spectre. Because it's another thing, is like there are chances that if you play Spectre, Zeus, or something like that, these are most assists in a game. That's just, it can happen, It's a global hero, or if they're playing a global hero, they can just end up with a ton of assists. Eternal Envy for player with highest last hit average, It's Envy. He farms. The sun rises, the sun sets, Envy farms. Players with most last hits in a game, Envy farms. Player with most GPM, Moo. Once again, guy makes tons of money. He's the Alchemist player for newbie. He's a quite good Alchemist player. Good chance we could see him take that. Another choice there is RTZ. RTZ plays Alchemist as well, quite well. So player with highest GPM average. I with RTZ. That's my fanboyism coming out. If you want like a really solid, when he's given the heroes that he can shine on, I think he is probably he's obviously one of the best players in the world, but I think when he's allowed to play the heroes he likes, he just gets so much freedom. It really showed to me in Epicenter when he was able to play his Invoker and just do his thing. I think that really shows what level of player he is. If he doesn't get the heroes he's very comfortable on, then that could be a bit of a, so that's a bit of a risky pick, but I'm willing to take it. Player with most different heroes, I don't know. No Tail's a beautiful flower. Fuck it, right? Total number of games played, 93 to 97. It's hard to say if I look at the predictions here. 93 to 97 and 98 to 102 are both probably fairly accurate. But I think 93 to 97 is a decent... it's decently likely. Heroes picked. This is a tough one because it's either going to be in the low 90s, like my guess is probably like, 92, 93, or high 80s. Like my range is like 87 to 93. If I was to give a 6-point range or something, if I was to give a range, I'd say like 87 to 93, which unfortunately falls between these two brackets. And I looked at the heroes that weren't played at Epicenter. We have more games than Epicenter had. And Epicenter, I think, was 82 or something heroes picked. I think it was 82 or 83 or something like that. And we have like 40 more games or 30 more games than Epicenter saw at the LAN. So I think it's very likely that we will see these additional heroes picked, because a lot of them are not necessarily heroes that aren't even in the meta. They just kind of weren't picked there. Heroes like Leshrac and things like that. They're good heroes, and they definitely can be picked, and I think they may be picked. So I'm going to edge on the high side. If you want to be maybe a little safer, 81 to 90 might be a little safer. Total number of heroes banned, 81 to 90. The number of banned heroes, it's hard to say, because I don't think there's any advantage in banning any of those last like 20 niche picks, because they're niche picks, and they generally speaking, they would only get banned in second or like third phase and maybe second phase, and at those points in time you generally have better things to ban, so you just don't see them. So I'm guessing there'll be about 15 unbanned heroes, which puts us in this range. It's very weird to have this set up like this. There's really awkward numbers, but oh well. Most combined total kills in a game, 81 to 90. I think you might get it's hard to say. Will games go long? There weren't a ton of super long games at Epicenter, so I don't know. But 81 to 90 is pretty solid. 70 to 80 minutes on the longest game of the tournament. I feel like games that go longer are not incredibly likely. I think a game over 60 minutes is almost guaranteed. I think a game over 70 minutes is is quite likely. I feel there's like a probably 70% chance, but I think that a game going over 80 minutes, you start really, you're coming down to that 20% chance that there's a game over there. And I think it's safer to hedge your bets on the 70 to 80 minute mark. That's kind of where I'm at there. Shortest game of the tournament, 15 to 20 is easy. Games under 15 are possible. Pro teams do get shit stomped that hard. It can happen. But a 20-minute victory is not unheard of. The 18, 19 minute surrender when they're pushing your tier 3s, it's not unheard of. So I think that's probably a fair bet. Most kills by a hero in a single game, 17 to 19. I mean, obviously, if we get like a 90-minute game, this won't be true. But like I said, thinking about it as kind of percentages of, I feel like 17 to 19, 20 to 22 is also possible. But once you're over the 20 kills, holy shit, that hero is huge. Then again, hard to say. Most deaths, Pile I Die. Help me out here, bro. 12 to 14, probably. It's possible. 15 to 17 is also a good choice here, I think. I'm just kind of edging on the lower side on that one. Most assists, 24 to 27. Most of these choices are in the middle, and there's, you don't generally see these crazy numbers of assists. Then again, I am just thinking about this now. The newbie players do sometimes get absolutely crazy numbers of assists in certain games. I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to hedge on slightly higher, just because I do believe that it'll be slightly more likely to kind of go a little bit higher. And highest GPM, over 1,000 GPM is not likely in a competitive game, even with an Alchemist. Because even if an Alchemist does really well, he generally can't go completely out of control and, break that 1,100 GPM. Over 1,000 is, if that Alchemist... the only time you really see over 1,000 in competitive is that the Alchemist won his lane, and so did everyone else, and that should just not happen. So this is still a really strong Alch game and a really strong, some of the other carries games, but it's not I don't think there'll be a complete shit stomp, is what I'm basically saying here. I don't think that an Alchemist is going to go so out of control and the game still doesn't end to the point where you can kind of get those levels. But that's where I'm at with all of these. Those are my predictions. Hopefully they help you make your predictions. Feel free to comment if you think I'm wrong on anything, and I will possibly, I'll make some annotations if I change my mind. And if some of you convince me, that'd be great. If you like these prediction videos, I'm also going to be doing some other videos. I have made my mind up. There are some other Battle Pass stuff that I would like to do. So if you're interested in any of that, I'm going to be talking about the quests, kind of what heroes you're picking for certain quests, if you're kind of stumped on what's a good choice for that. I'm going to be going over those, and then I might be talking about the rewards a little bit. We'll see on kind of how things shake out. But those are my plans for the future. If you're interested in something like that, please subscribe. If not, whatever. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.